Thank you, Jess, and thanks, folks, for making it a little more fun out there. Hey, how'd you like to earn a six-figure salary? Yeah, you can.
Goodness.
Business strategist Darnyelle Jervey gives us the tools to get there. You aren't going to do that.
Oh my gosh, I'm ready. I hope you have pen and paper.
Okay, stick around. It's coming up on Virginia This Morning.
You're watching Virginia This Morning.
So how'd you like to be earning a six-figure annual salary? Bet your ears just perked up. Whether you're interested in starting your own business or already an established entrepreneur, branding and marketing are important to success. Our next guest says with the right tools, you can make that salary goal come true. Business strategist and entrepreneur Darnyelle Jervey is here with us today. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us.
Oh, I'm so excited to be here.
How long have you been an entrepreneur yourself?
Oh my goodness, about 7 or 8 years.
And before that?
Oh, part-time 4 years before that, so about 11 years total.
And before that, you were in corporate America?
I was in corporate America.
Yeah.
I was a vice president in a Fortune 500 company, moving and shaking, making it happen. And then I just realized, you know, sitting behind someone else's desk is not for me. And I know there's tons of people out there who feel the same exact way. So I made the shift, and today I get to work with entrepreneurs to help them to establish their own businesses.
And making that shift is kind of the key to that six-figure salary, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. You have to start by making sure you give your business the same respect you used to give your job. You know, it's so easy to want to say, I don't have to work every day, so I'll sit home and I'll watch Virginia This Morning or everything else that's on television, but you actually have to get up and put in the work. But before you can even get started, you have to be very clear about who you want to serve, the problem you're going to solve for them. You have to have an effective solution, and you've got to create a plan.
So that's step one.
That's step one. Once we get that going, then we can begin to implement those other important components of this process to make making six figures a lot easier. And notice I'm saying easy because once you have that full-blown system, if you do the work consistently, it will happen much sooner. We help our clients get to their first six figures in about 6 to 9 months, 92% of the time.
Less than a year's time.
Less than a year. So you are much closer than you think if you're willing to do the work.
So we mentioned a couple of things that are very important. The first is branding.
Yes. Yes, branding is how you get known. So you have to make sure that you have a very clear message and you're sharing that message consistently so that people start to recognize it. I'm always talking about, if I say just do it, what do you think?
Nike.
Nike, because they've taken the time to consistently get known. As an entrepreneur, you have to make sure that the message you're putting out each and every day is the same message over and over. Repetition is the mother of skill, and that's how people know you.
So a lot of people might wonder why major corporations still do commercial advertising, because everybody knows who they
That's
are,
right.
but you have to reinforce.
Absolutely, and that helps you stay top of mind. Not everybody's gonna have the problem that you solve when you're ready for them to solve it, but if you're always there, it's very consistent, when they're ready to solve the problem, you'll be the first person they think about.
And the other component to branding is marketing.
Is marketing, right? So branding is how we get known, but marketing is how we get found. And if you're not getting found, you're not getting paid. And if you're not getting paid, you will not be making six figures.
No, absolutely not. Okay, so what it says, once you have the basics going on, there are some other things. You say 10 must-haves to building a six-figure business. So let's start with some of those points. Where do we go from there?
So let's talk about the marketing system first. So we have to make sure we're getting found very consistently. Now, there are at least 30 different ways you could be marketing your business. I don't recommend that you try to do all of them. You want to pick the 5 to 7 that are going to work best for you. And here are a couple of non-negotiables. Social media. Today, you have got to be on social media. It's the most amazing awareness generator that there is. So after social media, I would say you need to get out and speak. One of the best ways in order to approach your ideal clients is to get in front of them. If someone's having an event and they're bringing in a speaker and the people in the audience are those you want to serve, go and talk to them. It's the quickest way to get a whole bunch of clients at one point in time. And then outside of that, another one that I think is really non-negotiable is making sure that you are using email marketing and you're staying in front of your ideal clients on a very consistent basis. Outside of your marketing system, you've got to make sure you're charging the right rates.
So you don't want to undervalue yourself.
You don't want to undervalue yourself, and you have to make sure that you know your numbers. If you want to make six figures, that's $8,333.33 a month, or $1,937 a week. You have to make sure you're charging enough so that you can do that easily. Gone are the days when you work for yourself, when you want to be working from dark 30 to dark 30. So we need a systematic approach, and we need rates that will make it easy for us to make that six figures.
Because so many people who start a business don't even pay themselves for the first few years
my
because they think
goodness.
they got to put it all back into the company.
Yes, which I believe that you can actually begin profiting from your business from the very beginning, as long as your mindset, which is another important must-have, says that I deserve to have a business that serves me. The reason I became an entrepreneur is because I wanted more than sitting behind someone else's desk. And for me to leave sitting behind someone else's desk and come and struggle, that's not the American dream. That's not the way that this was set up. So my mindset was really calibrated to say, okay, if I'm going to make this work, what does it need to look at? And you have to also make sure that you're not unwilling to get guidance and support from someone else, whether it's a consultant, a mentor, a business coach, but somebody who can actually help you to see what you can't see. One of my favorite quotes is, "It's hard to see the picture when you are the frame." So you need someone else to look at your picture to make sure that your hair is straight and everything is going the way you want it to go in your business.
So you can do it yourself, but you can't do it all by yourself.
Right.
Is the key there.
Absolutely, absolutely. There's nothing, actually, I think I always say, if you want to go farther faster, then you don't go by yourself. Because if you could do it by yourself, it would already be done.
Right.
And there's 22 million entrepreneurs in the country, and almost 90% of them are not making $100,000 a year.
And you probably also have to do your due diligence on whatever you want your business product or whatever to be, because you have to see if there's a niche for your
Absolutely.
business.
Yeah, so I talked about that a little bit in the first part, that specific problem that you're going to solve. There's this thing out there I call the universal law of business, which says find a group of people who have the problem that you solve that are ready to pay for a solution. If I'm not willing to pay for it, then it's not a strong enough problem. So you may have to go back to the drawing board several times to make sure people are really willing to put a dime on having you solve that problem for them.
Well, we just scratched the surface here. I hope people were taking notes, though. Darnyelle, Jervey, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for
I need
having
to talk to you after the show today.
I'll be around.
If you'd like to get more information, just click the link on our show website at WTVR.com/VTM. Darnyelle's written a lot of books as well. You can get a lot of great information from her. Right now, we're going to send it over to Jessica.
Some great advice. We were listening intently, weren't we?
Yes.
Yeah. we like
Talk to you soon.
We like the point about getting paid for work. You said when you work for free, it doesn't add up to six figures, huh?
Exactly. How much am I charging
That's
today?
right. If I were you, I'd work for the coconut cake at the Croaker spot tonight, right? That stuff
There you
is
go.
worth $1 million.
Yeah,
All right.
Outstanding food.
Back to business. We enjoyed the musical stylings of Carlton Blunt and Carl Chico Lester L earlier this morning. We're going to enjoy another song from them next on Virginia This Morning. Do not go anywhere. These guys are it. We'll be right back.
CBS 6 Sky Tracker, sponsored by Baugh Auto Body.
You're